think we're good. Okay. All right. So today we're going to just move through every single joint in our body, just kind of reacquaint. I don't know how many of you were able to actually practice during the break, but I know sometimes we don't do as much as we might normally do. So I want to ease back into it. Um, if you know that you can do more, you know how to modify and add more. And I just wanted to offer you the theme today. I sent you that poem, which I just thought was a lovely and delightful poem of even though the 31st turned into the 1st and not a whole lot changed for us. The thing that can change is that you go into from the 31st to the 1st, kind of metaphorically with eyes wide open, right? We know what we're getting into, and we can take the resilience that we built from 2020 and just drag that kicking and screaming with us into 2021. So while it may seem like Groundhog Day or this just the 31st to the 1st, it can really you can embrace that if you choose with eyes wide open that you're stronger. You know, you're stronger than you were before, and you can do these hard things. And just kind of playing with that mantra a little bit today, I feel like has helped me to see this as a brand new opportunity and a brand new year. And while I don't typically make resolutions because I feel like every day is a new chance to start with something, I am trying to mindfully keep my eyes wide open and use what I've actually learned. And if you haven't had a chance to write down what you have gleaned from 2020, it's a really interesting exercise. So maybe, you know, a little 2 to 3 minute breath work, and then a 2 to 3 minute meditation, and then just grab a pen and paper and just let it all spill out, the good, the bad, the ugly, the negative, the positive, whatever it is. And it's a really interesting exercise to go back and look at that, and then maybe just highlight a few points that you want to kind of carry into this new year with you. And it can be, positive or negative. Negative issues being like, what's your trust level been, and are you trusting in a different way? And that's just something to be curious about. So that's what I offer you for today's intention or inquiry, if you choose to think about that. So let's come into this new year with cleansing breaths, just creating a pathway, not a clean slate, but just a pathway to whatever, who, and how we are today in this moment. So full breath in through the nose and out through an open mouth. And even if you want to just blow stuff away, that tonal breath of breathing in through the nose and blowing out the candles is that breath work of taking fear to courage. And I do admit that it takes courage to be present with each and every day, each and every moment. And then if it feels good and safe, I'll invite you to draw the eyelids toward each other and just begin to scan your body for, again, who and how you are in this present moment, here and now. And not worrying about how you were, a month ago, 2 months ago in your body compared to today, but how are you right? What's the machine that you are right here and now? And just honoring that and coming to a place of peace with how you are today. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose now. Noticing if the physical body is needing any additional loving kindness, any parts of your body, and making that vow that you'll honor those parts of your body today. Not pushing through pain. You want to feel better when you get up out of your yoga practice than when you walked in, if that's even possible. If you feel really good now, like $1,000,000, like a big old cortisone shot. Oh, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, and take that breath a little bit deeper and a little bit slower. And mindfully paying attention to the breath. Breathing in fully through the nose, into the lungs, allowing the belly to expand. Pause at the top of that breath and just let that life prana just exude every cell of your body. And then as you're ready, exhale fully and completely. through the nose if that feels comfortable, if not through pursed lips or kissy lips. And then when you feel ready, take that next full rich breath in. Breathe in through the nose, expand those beautiful lungs, those clear lungs, those healthy lungs. Take it out to the belly, pause, let that life prana just prepare you for your practice. And as you exhale, a full and complete exhalation, letting go of stuff, of negativity, of doubt, and of expectation of what yoga will bring for you today. So that means we can be curious and open for how it will work today. And Faith, I know that your curiosity is probably at a high peak today of how you'll feel with practicing, as well as following that up with PT. So just being open to what that is. A few more full breaths in, full breath out. And then ask yourself too, how often during the break did you come back to the breath? How often did you really use your powerful, magical tool of breathing? And if you do no other yoga, make it the breath. Two more. This breath work unites us all together as one sangha, one community, breathing together, being mindful together, practicing together. And with that comes the strength of each other. And bring your hands to your heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. Let's chant the sound of Om 3 times as we send that wonderful chant, that open Om, and use the whole cathedral of your mouth to create that sound. And that universal sound will unite us even closer together. So full breath in, full breath out. And then as you're ready, breathe in and Om with me if you choose. Bow your head to your heart, as your head should always bow to your heart. Lower your hands down to your thighs and gently blink your eyes open. And we're going to start with just some footwork. So if you're sitting on a mat, extend your legs in Dandasana or a staff pose, and flex and point your toes. So sitting in the chair, we are lifting heels, lifting toes, and just getting started with some movement in our body and pumping these legs, getting the blood from the calf up into the brain, up into the heart, and then alternate heel toe, and then go ahead and lie back on your back. If you're on the mat, we're going to just extend heel toe, forward and back. Just a little tap that heel, tap that toe back, and extend the arms and the leg up toward the sky or out, whatever feels good. Opposite arm leg movement. Let's get a little bit of movement here, warming up the shoulders, warming up the hip joints and the knees. And nice to get the body moving. Imagine you're just taking this lovely walk in the park, breathing in and breathing out. Good. A couple more here. Nice. And then in Baddha Konasana up here on your back, bring the soles of the feet together. Sitting in the chair, bring the feet together and take the knees apart. So we're just lifting and lowering those knees away from each other, paying attention to what you sense on those hip joints. So we're starting from the bottom up, creating that foundation, that strong foundation, which we need to be grounded and settled. All right, and then come to your nice seated mountain pose in Sukhasana or seated mountain. Press those feet into the earth and walk them a little bit ahead of the knees so that the core can get strong, and walk forward from your chair so that if your back is okay. If you need that support in your lower back, either use a block, a pillow, or lean back all the way in the chair. Press your hands into your thighs and use that to help you lengthen your spine. So imagine that amaryllis blooming, which sometimes that stem gets long overnight. So press the hands into the thighs and imagine your spine is that amaryllis stem. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and soften them back and down. And just do a few nice shoulder rolls here. Breathe in and breathe out through an open mouth here. A couple more shoulder rolls. Taking some awareness to your back body as well. Feel the shoulder blades move up and down your back. Good, and then those fingertips onto your shoulders and some gentle shoulder circles as your elbows rotate and draw circles into the space on either side of you. Just stay connected with your breath. It feels good to keep the eyes closed so you can really sense what's going on in the inner body. Sometimes that's an interesting way to practice as well. Now extend your arms out to the side with your fingers curled in and open those big magic doors. So rotate from the top of the shoulder as the shoulders hunch forward, and then rotate those palms up and back so that the shoulders open up. And again, start to feel what you feel in those shoulder blades. Next time your palms are faced up, just soften your elbows, palms are facing up, fingers are curled. Make a gentle fist with the hands and fling the fingers out. So just making a fist and flinging those fingers out. A little bit of movement in the hand joints. And then next time you find your hand in a fist, keep it there and rotate your thumbs. Make some big circles with your thumbs. And other direction. And add the wrist. Nice loose hands, loose wrists, and then extend your arms out long and make a little tighter fist and start to make some circles with a tighter fist. And just notice the difference in the stretch across the back and the front of the wrist. I really feel that. If you've been not doing this, you'll really notice it. Take it the other direction as well. Good. Nice. And then bring the fingertips to playing the piano vigorously and start to rotate the spine. And here we're paying attention to how much movement do we need to add to the pelvis to create this movement. So if you need to let, when you're turning to the left, the right knee comes forward. So I want any sensation in the lower lumbar spine. So you should just allow that pelvis to rock side to side with this, okay? And the fingers really working, and then lower the arms down, shake the hands out, and then just swing the arms forward and back. Let them just go as far as they want to go. And then we're going to play a little tennis. So we're going to take that left arm and start from back behind us and sweep it across our body like you're hitting a really bad forehand. And let the hand be heavy and just swing the arm, get that movement in the shoulder. Kind of just loosening up our bigger body parts to start. Now let's pretend we know how to do a backhand. As you can tell, I am not a tennis player. I tried for years to take lessons. You want to take it from your opposite side and sweep it forward. Every time I hit the ball, it went over the net. I mean, over the fence, not just, I know it's supposed to go over the net, but it went all the way over the fence. So I was doing something wrong. All right, shake that arm out. Let's do the other one. So start going back and up across your body. I was actually a racquetball player, so I think that I used too much wrist and never got the hang of the tennis. All right, sweep. This should feel pretty good, a little bit of loosening, and only go as far again as that shoulder allows. Good, Judy, I'm glad you're honoring that side. You can do the same other side if you want, do twice as many on the same side, and then do as if, do your backhand, sweeping that arm back and forth. Good, just a couple more. Might even feel your heart racing up a little bit. All right, and then shake those arms out again. All right, let's take that right arm up overhead, reach it up overhead. And then bend your elbow and bring your fingertips back behind your neck. So we're going to stretch out through the triceps and the body and the side body. So if you can, press with your left fingertips, press that elbow up. And if you can frame your face, great. But if not, just find what works for you. So I like to frame my face if that works for you. And from here, we're going to actually crescent over towards that left side. So we're going to get a nice stretch from triceps all the way under the arm to the side of the body. So this adds a little bit of accentuated stretch into that side body. Lift back up, go one more time. So straighten the body and then tip back over towards that left side. Good. And lift back up, lower that arm down, shake it out, and we'll take it to the other side. So reach that left arm up overhead. Bend your elbow, walk your fingers back behind your neck as much as possible. And that's going to help your elbow to lift up toward the sky, getting that nice stretch in the triceps to the underarm. You can frame your face and hold on to the elbow or just push it back with your other hand, whatever works better for your shoulders. And then tip over to that right side a bit. It's so nice seeing all you guys being back together again. Lift back up, big breath in, and then crescent again. I don't think you can ever give enough value to the sense of community and connection. It's one of the most important things for mental health. Lift back up and lower the arms down, and then take the shoulders up towards the ears. Nice. Okay. Take the arms to a T with the fingertips on the shoulders. Draw the belly in and up. And we're just going to do a gentle twist to the left and then come back to center and a gentle twist to the right. Now, again, I'm allowing my, if I'm twisting to the left, my right knee comes forward of my left knee. So I'm actually shifting my pelvis weight and getting the rotation in the thoracic spine and less so in the lumbar spine. So let that knee come forward. Okay. If you want to take your arms out to the side and do a windmill, you're welcome to do that, but try to keep the arms extended from the shoulder straight out. A couple more each way. That little axial rotation of the spine. Good. Nice. And last one. Roll the shoulders out. Okay, now hopefully you have some blocks and you can place a block on either side of you. Really working the side body today, which is then going to come down to the hip flexors and the whole psoas region as well, because I know for the last couple of weeks I've gotten really tight in that area and it throws everything else off. So I really want to open up through that psoas area. So we've done this before where we're just kind of tapping side to side, shifting the weight on our sitting bones and tapping the block side to side, trying not to bend so much from the shoulder as you do from like a nice strong core just tipping over and really stretching through the side body. I'm trying to get those oblique muscles working. Now, if you know that this is just not doing it for you, you'd like a little bit more stretch, you can slow it down and take it to take the blocks to a little lower level and find that level that works for you. I really want you to think about how you can draw that belly in and up and use your core strength to lift you back up from this crescented position. And then also notice, is one side feeling a little bit tighter than the other side, a little less willing to, like you just notice a sensation deep in that side body region. So maybe you want to stay there and stretch a little bit. So this is a nice one to kind of just pay attention to your body and give it that nice stretch that you're looking for. So since my mom had that stroke, she's been getting PT and they've been working with her in the bed. All right. So she said, I've got some new stretches to teach you. So I haven't done the video yet because I'm still in the process of learning which things are most effective. Because I think it's a really important practice, and I'm hoping soon. I can't give a deadline with having her and when I can get that quality of exercises and stretches done. One more time each way. But I know that stretching the side body and the psoas in the bed is a really, really important thing to do. All right, I'm gonna lift back up. Now take your feet out nice and wide Oh, I'm sorry, keep your feet neutral to start. Keep them hip width distance apart. And press your hands into your thighs and lengthen the spine. And we're going to use the core strength to hinge forward, keeping the spine long and tall, and keep the head and neck in alignment. And then press the hands into the thighs to lift back up. Now you decide how much hand pressure you put into the thighs to lift back up, or how much of the core strength you can use to lift yourself back up. So we're just going to do a few of these forward folds, strengthening the core and tightening in through the hip flexors a little bit. Good. And a couple more here. Good. One more. Should feel the core starting to engage. Now take your feet nice and wide. Sit up tall and do the same thing, hinging forward, now stretching through the inner thighs, using the strength of the core to lift and lower. Or if it feels good and you feel like you need a stretch, you can hang out there for a little bit. Get that nice stretch in the back of the lower back. Good. Going only as deep as your bone structure allows, because if you have that osteoporosis, going beyond the 45 degrees can really risk you for wedge fractures like my mother-in-law got. And they said it wasn't from yoga, it could be just her walking. But that thoracic and lumbar spine can, in osteoporosis, just begin to collapse on top of each other, creating a wedge. So she's had 2 wedge fractures, and they said she has a 70% chance of a third one. So she's would never go beyond 45 degrees in a forward fold. All right, last one. Hinge forward. Osteopenia is a little bit different. That's just low bone density, and about 85% of us have that. So doing weight and strengthening is going to help us. Place your left hand on your hip and your right forearm on your right thigh with the palm facing up. Right forearm on your right thigh, Judy. Same side. Your right arm's on your same leg. There you go. Left hand's on the hip, right forearm's on the right thigh. Lengthen, lift up through the heart. And this is our extended side angle. And if you want to take that left leg out and straighten the left leg out a little bit, you can do that. And then slide your left thumb up your side body so your fingertips are up on your shoulders and your elbows pressed out. Maybe reach the arm up overhead if that feels okay. And then lastly, if you want, bring the upper arm in line with the ear for your extended side angle pose. Now you're really pushing your right elbow into your right thigh to keep the spine long and tall. We're not collapsing into it. We're keeping lifted and lengthened up. Good, so you get a whole nice stretch from fingertip all the way down the side body, all the way down to the foot. One more breath here. Good. Now bring your hand back down towards your hip. Slide your leg back into wide forward fold. Press the right hand onto the thigh and lift back up. Walk your feet back to neutral and make some circles with your torso. So we stretched our triceps and we opened up through the side body a little bit to get into that posture. So using the strengthening through that posture, the previous postures were to stretch us and get us into the position to be able to do that. All right, and then go the other direction. Okay, make your feet wide again. Now that left hand's going to come, the left forearm's going to come on the same thigh, the left thigh, left forearm on the left thigh, right hand on the right hip. Roll that right shoulder back, lift up through the heart space. And then if you choose, slide your right leg out. And then slide the right thumb up your side body, fingertips on your shoulder. And then if you choose, you can reach the right arm up overhead and maybe bring it up in line with the ear. So we've got our right leg out, our right arm up over our head, the left elbows on that forearm is on your left thigh, pressing into the left thigh to help keep you from collapsing, lengthen into that, keep the heart space pointing forward. Extended side angle. One more breath here. Good. And then lower the hand back down. Slide that right foot back to wide forward fold. Left hand on the thigh. And then walk the feet in toward each other. And then just a little cat-cow here. So hands on with your legs at a hip distance width apart. Slide your hands over your knees, chin to the chest, round your back body. Just get that nice stretch across the whole length of the spine. And then come back to big and tall. So crown of the head reaches toward the sky. Open the arms out to the side and lift the heart space up, not arching at your lumbar spine, but at your heart space. And then a couple more just with your own breath. Hands on the thighs, slide the hands over the knees, chin to the chest, round the back body into cat. And then when you feel ready for a big breath in, open the arms out to the side, lift up through the heart space, and see if you can't draw those shoulder blades toward each other. Let's do that again. Hands on the knees, chin to the chest, round the back body. Cat pose, good. And then inhale, open the heart. Beautiful. Very nice. And then come back to neutral. From here, we're going to grab our weights, okay? So mindfully pick up your weights. And if you want to do these standing, you can do these standing, okay? Totally up to you. All right. When you pick up weights, Faith, make sure you face them. Face the weights so you're not twisting and turning when you pick up the weights. Face your weights and pick them up one at a time with support of your hand on your thigh. Okay, everybody in position? All right, roll the shoulders back. Sitting or standing, that belly draws in. And we're gonna bring the bicep, just straight up bicep curls. Fingertips to the shoulders and squeeze that upper arm muscle. Squeeze and release, good. Squeeze and release, nice. And you'll notice if you haven't done these in a while, your muscles will remember and they'll start to kick back into gear. That's the lovely thing about weights is your muscles have good memory and they want to be strong. They want to be used. So they'll come right back to where they need to be. All right, 3 more. Squeeze every time you get up to the top. And what happened to your core? Did you let go of your core? Keep that belly drawn in. Last one. Good. All right, roll the shoulders up, turn the palms facing away from you, and we're gonna press back. So hinge forward just a smidge, just an eighth of a hinge forward as you press the arms back and even a little bit toward each other. Press back a little toward each other. Try not to come forward of what would be the seam of your pants if you were standing up. And when you get up to the top, just pause there for a second so you can really get those tricep muscles to engage. Good. Jenna, I like the way you're pressing toward each other. That looks really good. Yeah, good. Nice. Nice and slow. Thing about weights is they can be kind of boring because the slower you go, the more bang you'll get for your buck. But it's just, you know, it can get, that's why you need someone chattering incessantly. All right, 2 more. 1 and 2. And Sarah, that's an interesting technique you have coming forward and back. So you're getting double bang for your buck, aren't you? Okay. Next, we're going to do the 45. So palms face toward the midline, thumbs are up, and you do one arm or both. And try to keep the elbows relatively straight, and the thumbs do not go higher than the shoulders. Okay, so lifting at that 45-degree angle from the body. Good. Oh, maybe that was, sorry, that was Rose who was doing that. Okay, well, let's do just a few more of these. Feel those shoulders working those deltoid muscles and the trapezius muscle across the top of the shoulders. Let's do 3 more. You can do one at a time or both at the same time. If you're standing, don't forget your core. If you're sitting, don't forget your core. Last one. Good. All right, roll the shoulders out. Now we're going to do biceps out to the side. So we're taking bringing the arms out to a 45-degree angle with the elbows tucked in. And instead of coming straight up to your shoulder, you're sweeping them out to the side just a little bit. And this, I'm assuming you feel a lot of pain in that, Judy, when you do that with your, no? Okay, it's more when you sweep it back behind you. Okay. So it's probably not the biceps, probably more the shoulder, something in the shoulder. 2 more. And 2, good. All right. Now this one's going to be a little tricky. Hands up at the shoulder. And we're going to reach the arms up overhead, palms face the midline, okay? I want you to bend your elbows. Don't clunk yourself in the head. Bend your elbows and then straighten the arms back out. Slowly bring the arms out in front of you, if that feels okay. And then bend the elbows and draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Press forward, sweep up, bend the elbows for tricep, sweep up, lower slowly down, a little lower than shoulder height, bend the elbows, draw the shoulder blades together for a row. So this gets almost everything. Press forward, sweep up overhead, bend the elbows for tricep, upper arm stays as close to the ear as possible. Lift back up, slowly lower the arms down. Make sure there's no pain in those shoulders when you do this. Bend the elbows, sweep those elbows toward each other. Let's do 2 more if we can. Forward, sweep up, bend the elbows for tricep, reach back up, arms lower, shoulder height, elbows draw back, shoulder blade squeeze. 1 more time, arms forward and up, bend the elbows and straighten, slowly lower, shoulder, a little lower than shoulder height, bend the elbows, shoulder blades together. Good, now roll the shoulders out. That was the Peloton move. All right, this last one is going to be a row. So you're going to hinge forward with your right shoulder on your right, your right elbow on your right thigh, and the left arm's hanging down. And you're going to, if you're standing, you're just going to bend the knees, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And we're just bending that elbow, bringing the weights up towards your side body and ribs. And when we're sitting, same thing. Arm comes straight down, and then bring that weight towards your ribs and press the elbow back. So this is a really good one for strengthening the back body. The space between the shoulder blades and your, what's called the latissimus dorsi, the side body and the back. Let's do 2 more. 1, good. 2, nice. All right, let's go to the other side. Left elbow on left knee, right arm hanging down, and lift. Good. And lift. Good. Squeeze that shoulder blade together. Keep that core strong still, even though you're hinging forward. Nice. Try not to rotate open. Try to keep your chest pointing forward. Good. Nice correction, Jean. Good. Let's do 3 more. Oh, and I see some of you doing 2 at a time. That's a lot. Good. And last one. Very nice. Okay. And then let's mindfully set the weights down for a bit. So face whichever way you're dropping them down. And from here, we're going, if your lower back is having a fit today, you're going to lean back in the chair or support yourself with a block. And we want to lift that right knee up as close to the chest as possible and make some circles with your ankle. So if you need to lean back a little bit to get that movement in, please do. And make some circles with your ankle going both directions. All right, and then we're going to go to the other side. Some nice circles. Trying to get that knee like Apanasana. If you're on the floor, you'd be bringing those knees into the chest. All right, so and when we started, we did opposite arm leg movement, tapping the heel. This time we're going to see if it feels okay to keep the leg lifted and really stretch out that knee. So stretch out, press out through the heel. You don't need to go real fast because you want to get that nice straight movement, squeeze the quad. So there's going to be a lot of quad strengthening in this class today. So this is strengthening the quad and the hip flexor. Good. Press out through the heel of the foot. And when you get that leg extended, really push like you're pushing something out of the way. Opposite arm leg movement, good for that brain fitness. Couple more. Good. You can do this seated or standing. 1 more time each way. Nice. Okay, feel your heart rate beating up a little bit faster. All right, now extend your right leg forward and come on the heel of the toe. We're gonna do a nice hamstring stretch here. So if you could, hold behind the back of the chair and roll your shoulders back. Press the heel down and the thigh bone down, lift and lengthen, and then hinge forward, leading with the heart. So you're getting a nice stretch across the top of the chest by holding onto the chair, and a nice hamstring stretch in the leg. So if you want to use a block to put your foot on a block, you can, but it's not necessary. I want you to know you can do this anytime during the day. Lift back up without any special props, and then hinge forward again. I'm really holding on to the back side of the chair, opening up through the chest, getting that nice stretch, and drawing the shoulder blades toward each other, while at the same time pressing the thigh bone down and stretching out through the hamstring. Good. Lift back up, switch sides. Lengthen, press the heel down, the thigh bone down, and then lead with the heart. Ooh, those hamstrings haven't been stretched in a while. They'll be talking to you today. We want to do a little stretch before we get to standing. All right, hold it for another few seconds. Lift back up, big breath in, and then hinge forward again. Good. Been reading about quality of life as we age, and one of the most important things is keeping your quads strong so that you can get up and working to get up and down off the floor a couple times a day, just knowing that you can do that. Get yourself down and get yourself back up if you haven't had recent surgery. But if you're in your regular state of affairs, really working those thighs. All right, so we're gonna do our sit stand now. Oh, no, we're not. I want to do a little bit more core first. So walk your feet forward. And if you have a tendency for your feet to lift up and you want to put them on blocks for yoga sit backs, then put them on blocks. But otherwise, bring the hands across the chest, draw that belly in, sit real forward in your chair. And if the lower back is okay, find that transverse abdominis, that the belly pounces into your hand, hold that. And then lean back. Oh, can you touch the chair? And then press forward. Faith, probably not a great thing to do yet, but you do need to start building your core strength. So just draw that belly in and up and do some isometric core strengthening. Like imagine that you're tightening up a corset and then release it. So imagine you're trying to pull those strings, that corset, and release. So if you're having low back pain, just do those isometrics for now. Some of you may want to be able to reach your arms out, add a little more leverage. Good. And come back and forward. Good. Paying attention to what you sense. Next time you find yourself back, pause there for a moment. Pause. And then just do tiny little pulses. 8 tiny little pulses. 4, 5, 6. You should feel the whole corset working from the back body all the way to the side body and then front. Good. Okay, we're gonna do the oblique now. So here's your options. It's just taking the leg out to the side and tapping. So the left leg's going out to the side, right arm is tapping. Other option is to lift the foot up and bring knee to elbow. So that's going to work the side oblique muscles, the waistline a little bit more. But you really need to keep the core strong and engaged as well. So you're either tapping or actually lifting that knee. 2 more. Woo! Ugh. Feel that in that hip flexor region too? So if your core isn't as strong, you might feel it more in that hip region. I sure do. Okay, so you're either tapping side to side or woo! This looks like an aerobics class in here. Look good. Nice. So the more you practice these, the stronger you get. I learned this in my Parkinson's training class because they really need to keep their core super strong too. So they can do it, we can do it, right? 2 more. Woo. All right, I'm sweating. That's enough of that. And then just do what you need to do. We're going to come to sit stand. So I'm going to do sit stand. I'm going to offer you to do it 10 times, but if you only want to do it once, do the as if in between, as if you're sitting and standing. And I'm going to give you lots of ways to do it. You can take your feet wide and press your hands into your thighs. And that's a good starting point. Another way you can do it is 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. So I want you to find what takes you to your edge, but make sure you switch legs. Don't just always put the same leg forward. And then the other is to maybe just both feet together, hands over your chest, or swooping yourself up. And let's just do 2 more, or do as if. This is the last one, so if you haven't, just everybody come to standing if you choose to come to standing. And shake your legs out. Whew. Clear your mat, but put your chair on your left side if you would. And I'm going to give myself a little more headspace. And I'll do it. Okay. All right. Shake everything off. Brush off any. Okay, good. Okay, from here, we're going to kind of just build on what we were doing sitting. So you've got the chair on your left side, and you're going to hold on to the chair with your left side. And we're going to peel that right foot up and bring it into the chest as much as possible. And then take it out to the side. Bring it back to center and lower it down. Now your options are to tap and tap. Tap forward and tap back. If that standing leg isn't having it, or if it hurts, you can tap forward, tap side. So we're going to lift the knee up, out, forward, and down. Up, out, forward, and down. Up. You can do this seated or standing. We're going to do 2 more. Up, out, forward, and down. Last one. Up, out, forward, and down. Good. All right. Hands come to the heart. Going to come to chair pose to strengthen the quads. What we do on one side, we're going to switch and do everything on the other side eventually, okay? Hands to the heart. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Send the sitting bones back. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. So you're not sticking your butt out. You're tucking that tail under a bit. Bending the knees. Look down. You should be able to see your feet. Draw that belly in and up. Chair pose. Chair pose here. Hold for another breath. Now here's the trick. You're going to hold on to the chair, stand up, and see if you can't lift that right foot up again. Out, forward, and down. And then come back to chair. So that's the routine. It's going to be chair, holding it for a couple breaths. Hold on to the chair. We're going to lift that leg up, out, in, and down. Okay? It's a little, it gets your heart going, and we want to build our strength of our heart. We want to build our coordination. We want to be able to flow through some of these movements. We're going to try that. Let's try that 3 more times, and you modify if you need to sit down or if you need to just do 1, and that's a good start for now. That's great, okay? All right, so chair pose, so hands to the heart, shift the weight to the heels of the feet, sink down into your chair. All right, press, press, feel those thighs, isometrically draw your legs toward each other. These legs need to be strong. All right, release and hold on to the chair. We're gonna stand up and at the same time, lift that right foot up, peel that right foot up, take it out to the side, together and down, and then come sink back into your chair. Lengthen that tailbone, draw that belly in and up, strong and stable here. Good, 1 more breath. Hold on to the chair. You ready? Lift that foot up, out, together. Nice, guys. And down. Remember, your option is always to tap and then sink back into chair 1 more time. Draw that belly in and up. Core is strong. Use your core. Keep the head and heart lifted. 1 more breath. Good. And then hand comes to the chair. Lift up, out, in, and down. Woo, nice, shake it out. Okay, take your feet wide. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels now. Bring the arms out to goddess, roll the shoulders back. Bend the knees, tracking the knees over the feet, come to goddess. All right, press the heels into the floor. Open up through the inner thighs. Done a lot of nice inner thigh stretching. As you press the feet into the earth, straighten the knees, reach the arms, come out to star. Full breath in, and then exhale. Bend the knees, track those knees, open those elbows out to the side, palms face forward. One more time, star. And goddess. Good. One more breath. Come out to star. Going to lower the left hand down, reach the right arm up overhead, crescent over towards that left side. Come back to star. Walk just your left foot in a little bit, just the left foot. Come back to star. Back to crescent. Back to star, and then extend, if you choose, your right foot back behind your left foot. So you get even a bigger stretch. Right foot's behind left foot, and we're going to crescent over one more time. So you get a nice stretch, really big stretch in that hip flexor psoas area. Good. Can you step that right foot out, right arm out, and step the foot behind you, come back to crescent, and do that 2 more times if that worked for you. Step right foot out, right arm out, step right foot behind left, crescent left. And one more time, step out and crescent. Good. And then come back to mountain pose. Roll the shoulders out. All right. We're gonna face the chair now. So you're facing the chair. My left side, it's the outside. This should still be my right side. So we're gonna bring the left foot forward and step the right foot back behind. And reach that right arm up overhead. And crescent over towards the left side. Come back to center. Lower the arm down. Step that back foot forward just a bit into pyramid legs. Lengthen your spine. And with hinging from the hip crease, we're going to hold on to the back of the chair and hinge forward into pyramid. Feel that stretch in the front hamstring. Good. Lift back up, big breath in. And exhale, hinge forward again. Nice. Good. Lift back up. Step the back foot forward. Reach the arms up overhead. Bring both hands down to the back of the chair and step both feet back into an L pose. Head comes in the direction of the upper arms. Knees are soft. Spine is long. And then just pedal the feet a little bit. Pedal the feet as nice and slowly as you start to get a little more length in each hamstring. Good. Strengthen the quads, lengthen the hamstrings. Strengthen the hamstrings, lengthen the quads. Good. One more breath. Then slowly walk the feet forward. Bring the arms overhead, big breath in. Palms together, lower the hands down to the heart. And then we're going to switch the chair over to the other side. Do that series on the other side. Okay, we can remember it. Okay, doing okay? Yeah, good. Okay. Remember, honor your body for where you are. If you need to do this seated, you can do some of this seated. So we're going to shift our weight over to this the right side and bring the right knee up toward the chest. Make some circles with your ankles. Take it out to the side, together, out to the side, together. Lower that foot down. Good. Let's try that again. Lift up, out, together, and down. And one more time. Up, out, together, and down. Chair pose, hands to the heart, shift the weight to the heels of your feet, sink your sitting bones down, keep the head and heart lifted, lengthen out through that tailbone. Isometrically squeeze your legs toward each other. One more breath here. Now hold on to the chair with your right hand. We're going to straighten the legs and sweep that left leg up, out, forward, and down. Come back to chair pose. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Good. Working these quads, keeping them strong. Hold on to the chair with the right hand. We're going to sweep, stand up, sweep that left knee up, out, forward, and down. Let's do two more. Chair pose. Good. Mighty powerful pose. Utkatasana, mighty powerful pose. Good. Hold on to that chair. Sweep that left leg up, out, forward, and down. Your thighs might be shaking about now, huh? Working them. Breathe. Honor your body. I can't tell you if you need more or less. That's up to you and your body. Okay, sweep up that leg, forward and down. Good. All right. Goddess. So take your feet about mat width distance apart, toes are facing out, arms come to your goddess arms, elbows in line with shoulders, shoulder blades draw together. Bend the knees, tracking the knees over the feet. Press the heels of the feet into the floor and open the knees out a little bit wider. Nice breath in here. Come to star, straighten the knees, reach the arms long and tall. Big breath in here. And exhale, come back to goddess. Nice. Inhale, straighten the knees, reach the arms out to the side one more time. Goddess legs. Good, beautiful. Wow, really nice. And straighten the knees, lower the arms down. Walk your right foot in just a little bit, more under your hip. Left leg stays out to the side. Reach the left arm up overhead and crescent towards that left side. So you're rooting down through the right. Lift back up. And if you'd like this time, sweep your left leg behind your right, crescent. Feel that nice stretch all in that psoas region, that hip flexor, side body, obliques. And then if you want, you're going to step the left leg out, step the left arm out, and then step the left leg behind the right, crescent over toward the right. And just do that a couple of times. Inhale and exhale, crescent, and cross that leg back. And last one. Good. Nice. And then come back to your mountain pose. Turn and face your chair. And we're going to take the right leg behind us, left leg comes back into lunge. Reach your left arm up overhead. Big breath in here, crescent to the right. Good. Get back up to center, lower the hand down. Step the back foot forward a bit. Nice wide distance, width distance apart, chair leg distance apart. Lengthen, hinge from the hip, keep the spine long, and hinge over the back of the chair. Feel that nice stretch in the front hamstring. Good. Inhale, lift, keep the legs as they are. Inhale, and exhale, hinge forward one more time. Try to keep the weight balanced on both feet. Nice. And then lift back up. Good. Step the back foot forward. Reach the arms up overhead. Lengthen through the spine. Hands come to the chair. Step both feet back into L pose. Head comes between the upper arm. And pedal the feet gently if you choose, if that's value added for you. As you bend one knee, press out through the sitting bone and the back of the thigh bone on the other leg. One more each way. Ooh, good. And then slowly walk the feet forward. Inhale the arms up overhead. palms together, and lower the hands down to the heart. Good. All right, shake your legs out. And we're going to come down onto the floor now, okay? So have your weights nearby. And we'll all meet in constructive rest. Okay. And your weights are by your side. Laying in your bed or on the floor, on your mat. Okay. Once you get there, slowly rock the knees side to side. Hold one weight in each hand with your elbows on the floor, palms facing each other. And just take a moment to allow your pelvis to reset, your spine to kind of soften into the space. Rocking the knees side to side, you'll feel that shift of weight on the pelvis. And everybody's just about there. Good. So find some stillness to your legs. And we're going to do our tree hugger with our arms and our weights. All right, so lift the arms up over your chest, not over your face, and tap the knuckles together with soft elbows. So you're holding on to a great big tree. And then open the arms out nice and wide with still a bend to the elbows, and lower the elbows in the direction of the floor, but don't actually, just tap them, but don't rest them there. And then as you're ready, give that tree another big hug, knuckles touch, elbows are soft, big circle around, and then open those arms back out. So your arms are in a nice big circle, like you're hugging a beach ball or a big tree. This is affecting your pectoralis muscles or your chest muscles. So you should be squeezing those chest muscles that we're always trying to lengthen, right? This will strengthen them, but by doing this, but you know how we're always trying to lengthen them by doing cat-cow, the cow pose, holding on to the back of the chair, hinging forward, lifting the heart. That all lengthens them. So you want to find length and strength. Short and tight is your weakest muscle. You don't want that. You want length and strength. Let's do a couple more. Use your pectoralis muscles. So squeeze those chest muscles. And one more. Squeeze. Remember that. We must improve our butt. I remember that when I was a kid. Okay, lower the weights down and come to a little bridge. So arms come down by your side. Snuggle your shoulder blades and bend your elbows. Palms face each other. We're going to lengthen the tailbone towards your heels. So you'll find yourself flattening out your lumbar spine a little bit. And then lift the hips and torso up off the earth as you press the backs of the arms and the heels of the feet into the earth. And guess what? This is strengthening our hamstrings. We've done enough stretching and lengthening. Now we need to strengthen. So keep those hips up a little bit if you can. Press the heels into the floor and isometrically push your shins forward, and you'll really feel the hamstrings fire up. And then as you're ready, lower the hips down. And let's do 3 or 4 more of those. Lengthen your tailbone, so kind of scoop the pelvis under. Lift the hips and torso. Come on the heels of your feet as you press the shins forward. Feel the hamstrings fire up. Feel the quads lengthen here, your thighs lengthen and stretch. And then lower back down. 2 more if you can. Flatten out your lumbar spine by pointing your tailbone towards your heels. Push the heels into the floor, the backs of the arms. Lift the hips and torso. You should not be feeling this in your neck. You shouldn't have a bunch of pillows under your head. And then lower back down last time. Backs of the arms and heels. Lengthen the tailbone and lift. Isometrically press the shins forward. Hold it. Hold it. 3. Your homework is 10 of 10, right? 10 for 10 seconds. It's going to help strengthen those quads. And lower. Bring one knee and then the other into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock side to side. All right. Now, knees are into the chest. Listen carefully. Hold on with your palm of your hand, hold on to the underside of your left thigh. Keep the left knee and the thigh bone drawn in towards your chest. Don't move your thigh bone, but lift your heel toward the floor. All right, so your knee is, you got your knee at a 90-degree angle. And then put your right leg on the foot on the floor. And if you choose, straighten your right leg all the way straight. So this is called a supine lunge. This would be the position your legs were in for a lunge. Your left foot is flat like it's on the ceiling. Your knee is at a 90-degree angle, and the knee is pointing toward the left shoulder. Your left thigh bone is pressing into your belly. Reach your right arm up overhead for a nice stretch on the right side of your body and press out through the heel of both feet. Lift and spread your toes. One more breath here. Good. Lower your right arm, bend your right knee so your right foot's on the floor, and lower your left foot down. Feet together, knees apart, butterfly your knees. Nice. That's a Baxter Bell thing, yoga for healthy aging. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Knees are both bent, feet are flat on the floor. Draw your knees into your chest. With your right hand, place it under your right thigh. Lower your left foot down on the floor. All right, so pull your right knee in towards your belly, in towards your chest. So your knee is pointing, your right knee is pointing to your right shoulder. Flex your right foot, and then keeping your knee and thigh bone exactly where they are, just lift your heel up towards the ceiling so your knee's at a 90-degree angle. Stay here or slide your left leg down toward the short end of the mat so your knee is straight, and reach your left arm up out to the side or overhead. Keep pressing your right thigh bone into your belly. Keep pressing out through the heel of both feet and lift and spread your toes. Pretty active posture here. One more breath. Lower your left arm down. Bend your left leg so your left foot's back on the floor. And then release the right foot back down to the floor. Feet together, knees apart. Cobbler's pose. And then keep the soles of the feet together and lower the knees down toward the earth. So you're in that Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. Rest your hands on your belly. And back to your breath. And back to what we discussed at the beginning of class, having eyes wide open as we walk into that pathway every single day, the new hallway, a new adventure into another day. That just happens to be 2021. And what do you carry with you? And what can you leave behind? There's stuff that you'll leave in the other room. What would you carry with you? And carrying does have a connotation of weight, right? Some things are heavy. And I heard something today that it said, the difference between try and triumph is a little bit of oomph. But sometimes it does take work to get out of our funk or to get stronger, to build resilience. So we can try and then triumph with a little oomph. I thought that was cute. All right, place your hands on the either side of your knee and bring your knees together and a nice full body stretch. Oh, press out through the heels of your feet, reach long with your fingers. Ah, lower the arms down. And then do whatever you need to do to settle into Shavasana. Saki's on, jacket on, pillow, bed, lounge chair, whatever allows you to relax. And while you're getting settled, I'm just going to read the poem that we all could share together that I mailed to you. And the inquiry is, if I had my life to live over again, and this Nadine Stair, an 85-year-old woman from Louisville, Kentucky, gave us this response. 85 seems young now. If I had my life to live over again, I dare to make more mistakes next time. I'd relax. I'd limber up. I'd be sillier than I've been on this trip. I would take fewer things seriously. I would take more chances. I would eat more ice cream and less beans. I would perhaps have more actual troubles, but fewer imaginary ones. You see, I'm one of those people who was sensible and sane hour after hour, day after day. Oh, I've had my moments. If I had to do it over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I try to have nothing else, just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead of each day. I've been one of those persons who never goes anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a raincoat, and a parachute. That is so me. If I could do it again, I would travel lighter than I have. If I had to live my life over, I would start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way later in the fall. I would go to more dances. I would ride more merry-go-rounds. I would pick more daisies. As we end our savasana, begin to come back into this space, just noticing your breath. Take a nice full rich breath in and a long full breath out. And coming back to the physical space by beginning to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Gently turn your head side to side. Bend your knees, rock the knees side to side. Move in whatever way feels good for you. And as you feel ready, roll over onto your favorite side. Use the hands to help press you into a comfortable seat for yourself. Take a moment to notice if there's been any shift in your yoga practice as you had that sense of curiosity or openness or lack of expectations to see what may have transpired through your yoga practice today. Bringing the hands to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. Know that all the light and love in my heart honors the same light and love in each of yours. And bow your head to honor your own practice. And blink your eyes open and greet each other now with namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.